Because FB punya window is until 9:05 before then dia akan block from StreamYard.
Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live today and we are still waiting for some of our members to come in. And while waiting for the live program to start, probably we'll have some little chat about what we do and things that you find interesting in the MCO. Now, let me start with myself. Actually, during this MCO this time, Yvonne, Anne, and Richard, actually, I find my business to be flourishing. Simply because when I decided to go online and we do these programs, clients are more accepting to me. I think go on the basis that, when you see someone on TV, you're like, wow, this is the guy lah, And Alhamdulillah, I've been able to make inroads to clients that last time used to be very resisting. So maybe I'd like to pass the baton to Yvonne. Yvonne, how's an MCO has been to you?
Thank you, Amel. And first of all, thank you for inviting me back again to your platform. You've been sharing a good platform. Same like you, everybody that recognized, hey, you are the lady who was talking in Amir's Facebook page. I was like, yeah, that's me. And thanks for sharing this. Wonderful. And how's MCO impacting? I think we are starting to getting used to stay home for the longest ever time that we never know when is this going to stop. But it's for the safety for everyone, I believe. And we need to transform in the way we are doing business. So one of which would be like sharing session on live session like this would be very useful. I guess it's now is a time that we need to give what we know, and by sharing and giving, and without the hope of instant reward or any what you call that economical returns, that would actually help us to reach out to even more people. And thanks for hosting this session. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks, Yvonne. Thank you so much. And Anne, you're the first timer on board. And what's your take? Has MCO been kind to you? And what's happening? What's happening on your front?
Well, Alhamdulillah, I think I've managed to gain some work here and there with different people. Of course, being in my business, because I do crisis communications, consulting, customer care, and training. So the training side is a bit slow because I think people still want that face-to-face interaction when they're learning something, and it gets very tedious when you're online for a long time. So, to me, it's like I take whatever I can get. So right now I'm doing a lot of writing work. So it's been okay. Yeah, Amir's on the line. So anyway.
Amir, you need to unmute.
Right, you're mute.
Okay, because StreamYard dengan Facebook ni dia macam tak geng. So when I'm live on StreamYard, dekat Facebook is only open to friends. It's not open to public. So people actually can't come into our show. So I've got to tell Ain, my wife, to make sure that the setting is public.
I see.
Okay, so itulah when two corporations tak ngam kan, so you get all these interesting things. Okay, and continue. And what's happening? Sorry, training affected?
I was saying that initially it was because, I was doing consulting and training. So it was kind of tough because as usual, in any crisis, people will pull the training budget first and consulting budget. But Alhamdulillah, I've gotten some writing jobs for now, which is quite interesting, doing some writing jobs. So it's been, if you're willing to shift and you're willing to think about opportunities and be diversified, then inshallah you'll be okay. Yeah, so that's my take on it.
And thank you, Anne. Dato' Richard, how has MCO treat you, Dato'?
Pretty much business as usual. A lot of work we do is international and online. and so not much really changed to the type of work we do.
Oh, okay, okay. Do you, Dato' Richard, and I just nak touch base dengan you. Do you believe the fact that there are some clients actually are insulated against the economy?
Insulated against the pandemic or the economy?
Economy. Whatever happened, they're still okay.
Well, it depends, on your business. And if you're an airline or you're a hotel or tourism business, you're badly affected. If you're, producing oxygen or medicine or healthcare, you're doing better. StreamYard, who I never heard of StreamYard before the pandemic. How many people never heard of Zoom before either? So, different businesses are profiting, but by and large, I think there are a lot of people in traditional businesses and brick and mortar businesses that are struggling and suffering out there. So that's something we need to consider as a society.
Okay, I've got this $1 million question. What has to happen for those who are like brick and mortar business to realize that you got to be digital? But my personal experience, the first MCO, my business will wipe out. My dad bailed me out to the tune of like 100,000. So, but now I'm back and I said, look, I'm not going to let it happen again. So that's why we're going digital. So to me, it was 100,000, 2 months of depression, and a strong supportive family to bring it out and to come back to making a comeback. So what's your thought, Dato'? What actually has to happen before the entrepreneurs realize that they've got to go digital and that's the only way at this point of time?
Well, number one, you're lucky you had someone to bail you out. There are a lot of people out there that have nobody to turn to. A lot of people are relying on government. That's not just in Malaysia, that's a global phenomena. Depending on your business, whether you can pivot or whether you can convert to online, it may be possible for many people, but for some people, you're selling nasi lemak. How do you convert that to digital? Okay, you go online and you have sales and you have a web page and you have Instagram. But for different people, different businesses, there are still challenges. So not everybody can easily say go digital. There are many people who can do that, but that's not going to help everybody.
So basically, it's the survival of the fittest, or basically the survival of the literate. Would you agree to that, Dato'? That statement?
Well, for many people, it's being lucky. If you're a pilot, or you're a waiter in a restaurant in a tourist area, you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. For some other people, they're at the right place at the right time. So, this pandemic hits very different people in many different ways.
So what would you advise me in one word, Dato'?
Prepare.
Prepare. Yvonne, what would you advise me, Yvonne? In one word. Today we play the one word game. Sorry?
Resilient.
Resilient. All right.
Yeah.
And?
Shift.
Shift. Okay. I'd go to pivot. Oh, okay. No, I got another better word. Collaborate. Now, okay, let's go in one sentence. Dato', your one sentence would be?
Be prepared.
Okay. Wow, kau dengar tu. Prepare and be prepared. Hebat tu. How more succinct can you get? Yvonne, in one sentence?
Be open-minded and always ready to change.
Open-minded. Okay, right? And that's for resilience, right?
Yeah.
And?
I would say you need to shift and network.
Shift. So this Friday jadi BNI meeting? Janjikan. Sorry Yvonne, she's spoken for. But after she come a chapter, she can visit your chapter. Don't worry.
Awesome. It's good for you, Anne.
No. We recycle our visitor. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. All right.
I thought there
That
was
is a good
rule.
collaboration. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought there was a rule that you can only like go for how many. There's a limited time that you can come in as a visitor, right? No.
And well
No, no.
trained ready. Yes. Yes.
No, you can only visit a chapter twice, kan? A
Twice a
chapter
year. Yeah. Yeah.
twice,
So.
macam mine twice in 6 months.
Mm.
So kalau you want to help my KPI and Skip and Yvonne KPI, first you visit my chapter, then you visit N chapter, kan? And then you visit a few chapter. Then you dapat more network, more friend, and you can collaborate.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Your chapter is mostly Chinese and Yvonne?
Yes, predominantly. Yeah. Yeah.
Mine
But we
is
have two Muslim friends. Yeah.
to Muslim. Ours is I think it's a fair mix, but a fair mix. But we have quite a number of international members. Yeah.
Nice. That's good.
Okay. So my one sentence about collaboration is now is the time to collaborate and find mastermind to go to another level.
Yeah.
Right. And in our group, in our SWFB group, I mean, actually, if you really know how to collaborate, you memang akan meletup. Because most of the people who are upcoming in the industry is in that group, in our WhatsApp group. Okay, so now it's about 9:15. Okay, because we have people coming in from London and so on. So we do with what the best that we have. Is it okay?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, so Anne, I will be representing you. So I will be your lawyer for tonight.
Okay.
And Dato' Richard will be holding the fort together with Counsel Yvonne. And instruction for tonight, expect firework. Okay, so Anne tak payah tukar nama. Counsel Yvonne, you mungkin tukar nama to Advisor Yvonne. You naik pangkat tonight.
Okay.
Advisor. And on at 9:30 next sekarang pukul berapa dah? 9:45 we have our friend from London coming in. Just okay. Okay, so we're good to go. Okay, we can start. Okay, we can start now. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day. My name is Amir Bahari. And I would like to welcome everybody to our program today, Inheritance Issue Series. My name is Amir Bahari, and going straight to the point, I would like to invite all the panel tonight to introduce yourself by saying your name, your organization, and people you'd like to assist. And I would like to start with Yvonne. Over to you, Yvonne.
Thank you, Amir. Hi, everyone. My name is Yvonne. I'm a corporate lawyer by profession. I'm a managing partner of my own firm, Yvonne Law & Co. And I would like to help business owners who are looking to formalize their partnership or business arrangement with their business partner or supplier through any legal documents. I can help and assist you in that. Back to you, Amir.
Thank you, Yvonne. Next, we go to Advisor Tong.
Good evening, Amir. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tong, and I'm a IPO advisor. I get companies listed on the stock exchange with a customized program that builds company cultures. I am looking to connect with people in my industry, company secretaries, auditors, tax consultants, even stockbrokers. Back to you, Amir.
Thank you, Tong. And next is Advisor Richard.
Thank you, Amir. My name is Richard. I am an accountant by training and a company auditor by registration. I currently do work with Encik Amir to develop multi-generational family estate planning for families with assets to maintain them through several generations. And Tong, I used to do IPOs, but that was in the early 90s. And I gather things have not changed very much since then. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Anne. Over to you, Anne.
Hi, I am basically a crisis communications and customer care consultant. So I help people prepare their crisis communications to face any events. And right now, I do quite a lot of writing as well. That's it. Back to you, Amir.
Thank you, Anne. Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Amir Bahari. imagine this to be a can. You don't want to be you don't want to be in a can because it is small, not much room to maneuver, and you are stuck like a genie in a bottle. That's where I come in. I make sure that your marriage, your relationship, your scandal, and your good reputation stays out of the can by preparing a limited liability partnership, marriage agreement, wills, trust, and most importantly, powers of attorney. My name is Amir Bahari, and remember, plan when you can before you are canned in the plan. And tonight, okay, the setting is this. Now, basically, everybody has read the script, the storyline. We don't have the script, we only have a storyline. And we know now that today in our act scene one, we have Anne's lawyer. Okay, Anne is Mikhail's sister, and she wants to claim her share in the inheritance. The title is The Jilted Sister. So she hired me to come in to ask for her claim in the estate. So basically, she's claiming that her share is 5/24, which is about 20% of the estate. Estate worth 400 million, so we're looking about 100 million. If I can get her through the deal, she said, how much you pay me? And you get 100 million, how much you pay your lawyer lah?
5%?
Up sikit lah.
I don't know. What's the going rate? Like
What's the
10%?
going rate? That one I would like Richard PM you. Okay, but it's okay. Okay, right. So basically, so to me, it will be a negotiation of a lifetime. And yep, we're going to start the negotiation now. So are we ready to go? Hot to go? Thumbs up if you're hot to go. Okay, right. Assalamualaikum to the Anasin advisor. My name is Counsel Amir Bahari. And with me is Anne. Anne is late Mikhail's sister. Thank you very much for accommodating us today. And actually, we come with a with the intention of justice. So, in one word, today I'm here. In one word, justice. Now, as you know, the late Mikhail passed away, and he left assets in 6 jurisdictions worth 400 million. Now we've done our faraid. We've spoken to our Syariah partner counterparts, and I was told, and also from my practice and from the law journals, I was told that her share is 5/24, or basically we're looking at 20/83%. So it translates to about 80 million, 80 million ringgit assets in all 6 jurisdictions. So Anne has been calling Diana, the deceased wife, and she's been very evasive. And how long has Mikhail passed away, Anne? Do you remember how long has your brother died, went to heaven?
A few months, I think.
For a few months. No phone calls were picked up. In fact, from her record, Anne mentioned to me that she sent about 12 SMSs. Wait, let me check in what she mentioned to me that day. She sent about a few SMSs lah, basically about 12 SMSs, 12 phone calls and 17 SMSs, and they are all unanswered. So basically, she's kind of like pissed, but because she feels that it's best that I speak on her behalf on the capacity of her legal counsel. So I would like to know what's your thought about it. I mean, like, why start to be opaque and start to be I mean, what's wrong? Oh, sorry, let me be nice. How can we help you to make sure that everything goes well?
Okay.
No, and now is the time that the Nasihin talk.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You follow my lead, yeah?
Okay.
All right. Yes, Nasihin Council, thank you. We're waiting.
Well, thank you very much for coming, and it's nice to meet you. How can we help you?
Okay, in one word, we just want our share. and it's taking too late, and we're pissed.
Well, I'm sure all good things will come in good time, and you will be entitled to your proper share when it is fair and due.
Very cliche of you, but we don't buy cliche. We want to see some action. The guy's died for 6 months, and the sister is in famine. She has no income. She's entitled to the share, and the beneficiaries are and Diana has been very evasive. I want to know what's all this about. Now, sir, I'm going to cut the chase, right? And I'm going to be straight to the point. What's holding everybody back?
I can assure you there is nobody holding anybody back. And one end, please accept our condolences on the demise of your brother. And my learned counsel, Che Ame, thank you very much for coming. And I'm sure everything will be resolved in due course with patience. And you will be entitled to whatever is due to you in due course. Please have a cup of tea.
Well, Advisor Richard, it's very easy for you to say because you're paid by Diana. We're not. You know, I mean, like a few industries who is very much insulated in COVID, we are not. And it needs money. She has children going to school, university going students. She's single again. And, she needs all the help that she can. Now, she believes that she has her right, and we feel that, things are not going fast enough. Now, we've instructed all our solicitors in all the 6 jurisdictions where Mikhail has assets to be frozen. Yep, we've filed in caveats and all the works stop there. So you need to, that's why we're coming here. We want to assist you. If you can appease us and concede to our demands, we might consider to lift up the caveat in all the estates, the court works in all the 6 jurisdictions. So I would like to know what's your position on that.
In Che Ame, it sounds to me like you're on a very big contingency. And, with all due respect, the sister of the deceased, has not been in touch with the brother for quite some time. And, what you have been doing with your life is actually quite separate to what Mikhail was doing with his. Unfortunately, he has now deceased. His affairs are not in good shape. He did not leave a will behind. He did not leave any instructions. In fact, the family has been surprised by many things. And even in uncovering the depth and the wealth that Mikhail had accumulated over his lifetime. So I would, ask for your forbearance and your patience while we go through these matters. And I'm sure in due course we will honor all our obligations, and the family will make good on anything that's due to anybody in good time.
Well, Advisor Richard, I believe that you have a lawyer on your team. Let me ask Counsel Yvonne. Advisor Yvonne, how long do you think is fair for the estate to start on your as a legal counsel?
I would say approximately 60 days. But having in mind that Malaysia currently is still in lockdown, there may be some expected delay to it.
I know, but the deceased has passed away for 6 months, right, Am I correct? Am?
Yep, sorry, I was.
Mikhail died for 6 months, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's do a stupid mathematics lah. 2 months to mourn, 2 months to get the paper, 2 months. Things should be starting now. I mean, what's holding back? My client has been put on hold. She doesn't know anything. So what's happening, Advisor Yvonne?
I guess like you said, it has spread across 5 different jurisdictions that we have to align with the respective councils from other country to make things work the best for all of us here. And like I say, we need to see where the course of action has to be started first so that we maximize our timeline and also the cost for the family.
Okay, now from what I understand from Counsel Richard, Mikhail didn't die without any will, right? Correct? Am I correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, can Anne be part of the administrator of the estate?
Well, this we have to bring it back to the family to discuss with Diana.
No, I think because the estate started with a bad faith, the administrators, because From my record, what Anne claimed to me,
Sorry, I
fifth,
object to that, Jame. You cannot say the estate started with bad faith.
sir, at least
Please
give me
mind
the
your
right,
manners. No,
sir,
I will give
sir.
you the right
Can I,
when it is right, but when it is wrong, I will tell you you are wrong. Thank you very much.
sir? No, I'm just stating what is stated. I will very much appreciate if you don't cut me when I'm talking, sir, because it does not goes well with me. Now, but this is very simple. At least give me the chance to complete my sentence, yeah? Now, what I'm saying is this: 15 unanswered phone calls, 7 SMSs not answered, and after much pestering, then we have told to me the advisors. I mean, like, why they're running around?
With all due respect, in your talk about 6 months, our firm is 50 years old. We are still handling files for the deceased who died in 1976. These things do not happen fast. These things take time. Please be patient. And with all due respect, you talk about WhatsApps and emails. These things are not necessarily correct in the point of law. These are just nice communication tools. Have you actually sent a letter to us on a formal letterhead? To do things properly and legally. I mean, we're an old-fashioned firm, and I appreciate that you are very high-tech in technology with all these gadgets and stuff. But things have to be done properly sometime.
Let me ask Anne. Anne, have you actually written a letter to Diana or to the firm?
No, because I tried to call. I mean, they've been married for 25 years, and as a sister, I didn't even know about this until he died, and I only found out that he died after a few months. So there's absolutely been no communication on my part, and I had to find it out on my own. So I wanted some clarification, and that's why I made the phone calls, which were not answered, and therefore I WhatsApp, because I thought, at least if she doesn't want to talk to me, I can send some form of messages to get her attention. But instead of, acting in good faith and actually meeting up with me and discussing this, we are here today. So, and that's why it is very perplexing.
And sorry, I look at the notes and you mentioned to me it's 7 SMS, not WhatsApp. Do you actually send SMS or WhatsApp? Because WhatsApp are for because WhatsApp are for cheap people. SMS is actually, when you get SMS, you know that it's really, really important. I mean, WhatsApp are for cheapos. So do you actually send SMS or WhatsApp?
I think based on this, it was
on the notes.
On the notes
that you mentioned to me, it's stated here 15 unanswered phone call and 7 SMSs. Is that correct? What you mentioned to me?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, she sent SMSs, not cheapo WhatsApp. Yeah, I mean, so can I say that actually you were really trying to reach out for to Diana?
Yes.
And you really wanted to settle this as quick as possible?
Yeah,
in everybody's interest?
Correct. So I wanted to discuss with her and find out what's going on, because I've been kept in the dark. I mean, it's quite disheartening. I know we've got different lives and all that, but he's still my brother, and it was a shock to me to find out that he was married and had children this way. So yeah, so even then I tried to reach out, but it's been ignored. So I don't know what's going on.
So it seems my learned advisors, there are more question marks than answers when it comes to dealing with this estate. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to uncan all the worms.
With all due respect, I don't think there are many question marks at all. Everything is proceeding quite well. All the procedures are in place. All the good documents are in place. And just now you mentioned about bad faith. If there's anyone that has exercised bad faith, it's your caveats that you have lodged in multiple jurisdictions. And I know you are being paid on contingency, but you could have come and spoken to us much earlier, and we could have resolved a lot of these things. You didn't have to go to all this trouble. But it's nice that you are here. I mean, we are here acting on behalf of Diana and the estate. You have made contact, and we are here to represent that. So I think it's quite irrelevant now how you contact and how many WhatsApps and what the cost of an SMS or WhatsApp is. I think that's quite irrelevant. I'm sorry. But the point of the matter is quite simply that everything's in order. We are managing the affairs, and in due course we will come back to you and you will be given what is entitled to you. All I ask is that you be patient, because these things will take time. And when I say time, these may be even years. Don't
Okay,
forget
can we
that
get? I'm
are in
sorry.
multiple jurisdictions. Go ahead.
Now, can we get something while we're waiting for all this? Some peanuts, some appetizer while the main course is coming.
I'm certainly going to give you a cup of tea or coffee as you may desire now. But other than that, you shall have to wait for the estate to properly disburse to the beneficiaries in accordance with the law.
Well, I have my coffee and tea in my office, which I'm okay. But okay, then in that case, then I go straight to the point. Advisor Yvonne, Advisor Tong, Advisor Richard. Let me ask you a straight question. How much your indemnity?
More than you can sue.
I prefer a number. I've got ways of finding out, but don't play with me, right? Because you don't rattle me, right? And being sophisticated doesn't help me in any way. So straight to the point. How much indemnity? Your indemnity?
Well, I may not rattle you, but you're certainly making a lot of noise tonight.
You want me to call MIA and find out? I can do that. I've got contacts there.
Be my guest.
Yvonne, how much is your indemnity?
I don't have the exact number because it is all back end that managed by Datuk Richard. So I'll leave it on his good hand to renew it every year. Yeah.
Tong, how much is your indemnity? Tong, you're muted, Tong.
I reserve the right. I reserve the right not to comment.
And I would,
hey guys,
perhaps like to make a comment, young Council Amir. People who talk about indemnity have not grown up yet. Please.
Oh, okay.
We are
okay. Let's just put. Okay, sir. Okay, continue.
We are a firm that stands by our partnership. It's not about how much insurance we have. We have unlimited liability. All of us, joint and several. Insurance is not an issue. We don't waste time with your indemnity.
Well, I'm happy. I'm very much assured to that because okay. At least I know that you've been forewarned, and I acknowledge the fact that you refuse to answer a simple question. So I think, Anne, we can hire our specialists, the snipers and the sniper lawyers and the gladiator lawyers to come in to assist in this case. Because I think like the administrator, I think their advisors are also as opaque as that. What do you think, Anne?
Okay, as much as personally, I really hate to fight. I really hate for family to fight about money. Yeah, and I think that's why initially we started. I started to call and SMS because the one thing I hate is when families fight and it's about money. So I think if there's a way for us to resolve this amicably, I don't understand why she doesn't want to meet and discuss with me personally on this. That would really be nice. And perhaps from there we can see how we can settle this. But if I don't have a choice, and then I would have to go with whatever Amir advises me because I'm not a legal person. I don't know what's all this legal thing that's going on. Personally, I would really like to settle this as amicably as possible. But if she even refuses to meet me and sends lawyers to meet me, then I don't have a choice but to go the same stance. So that's what I think. So I hand it over to my counsel.
So basically, guys, actually our line is very simple. Meet us personally. Tell Diana to meet us personally or meet us in court. That's okay. Number two, I think I would like just to go straight to the point because I think the London people are coming. We need 5 million upfront, paid to my firm as a stakeholder, and then to be disbursed. And we reserve the right, to claim the other 40 million. 40 million. Her inheritance. We're looking at the range of 40 million to 80 million. So for a start, 5 million is a safe amount. Please transfer to to our account as stakeholder, and we shall consider to withdraw all the caveats from all these 5 jurisdictions. And number 3, our terms are very simple. We want to make sure that Anne is to be included as part of the administrator of the estate, because we have lost confidence in Diana's credibility to become the sole administrator. So if you can convey all these 3 simple requests to your client, I would be much appreciative.
Your requests are duly noted, and we will put these in our records. I cannot say that there will be any response from us, but your claims are duly noted, and we wish you a nice day. Thank you very much for coming.
Sir, I would like also remind you that after 3 working days, we should end on Monday, 3 p.m. If we do not receive any 3 p.m. Malaysian KL time zone, if we do not receive any information or any feedback from you, we reserve our right to proceed with all the legal recourse without informing to your firm anymore. So I just wish you to make a mental note and to diarize this, so that you know that we are very serious in what we do.
Well, we can assure you that these mental notes are being well noted. Sorry, what was your name? Oh, Amir. Young Bahari. Um, we will wait eagerly for Friday, and please make our day.
Okay, sir. I think we understand each other very well on this, and well, I look forward for your reply on our 3 simple requests, so we'll be able to know what will be our next stand. Anne, did I miss anything, Anne?
No, I think that's about it. But I really want to settle this amicably. So if you could convey that to her, and if you could meet to discuss this, that would be very nice.
Do you prefer Zoom or physical, Anne?
Well, if we are within the same vicinity, I'd like to meet her face to face. I'd like to get to know who my sister-in-law is at the very least. But if that's not possible, then Zoom will do.
Okay, right. And on the part of your Indonesian, I mean the Indonesian family your brother has there been any documents to prove that they are married? Whether the children are legitimate or otherwise? So did you told me about your counsel in Indonesia giving some oral advice?
Yeah. There was no legal documents. Again, that's also another thing why we are taking this stance, because there are no legal documents, and if it can't be proven that there was a formal marriage, then the children would actually be considered as illegitimate. So I think it's a lot of things that I want to talk to her and discuss with her, and I think it'll be best if we can do it personally, face to face. But yeah, that's what the council in Indonesia has given as an advice.
So gentlemen, did I miss anything? The advisors of Nasihin? Okay, so we hope that you will escalate this. I hope that you can escalate this matter to your clients, as I would like to know, and time is of the essence. And I hope that we will receive a favorable reply from the from the Nasin advisors and their client. Yeah, right. I think by that I will also know how much is your indemnity, and I hope it's more than 400 million.
What currency are you referring to?
The currency of love, sir.
We don't deal with that.
Well, sir, it's okay. I mean, I just want to make sure that you are well advised. And yep, it's a pleasure meeting all of you. And we hope to see you by Monday, 3 p.m. to to get a favorable reply for you. Thank you, sir. Okay, and I think let's make our way and have a good roti canai and teh tarik. Okay, now we'll be calling our London solicitor. I think. Thank you, everybody. Just I think while waiting for Harun to come in from London, I just need to check everybody. What's your experience of the negotiation? And how do you feel, Anne?
I
Okay,
think
wait, kejap. In one word. Sorry, because we don't have much time. In one word, how was your experience about the whole thing?
circles.
Circles. Okay. Yvonne?
Gentlemanly done.
Gentleman. You call that gentlemanly? Okay. Alright. Tong.
Okay, in one word, okay, it was
one word.
okay, actually it's two words lah. It was a trust, and then it was Perry.
Huh? What? Terry.
Perry.
Very.
How do you spell that?
A trust and a Perry, like fencing.
Fencing.
It was
a
like
trust and a
fencing.
Perry.
A trust and a
fencing.
Perry. Very well
right.
done.
Okay. To me is I think what I would convert it was more of like it's a gauntlet. It's a gauntlet game.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Richard.
You see my background?
Okay. Right. I'm with you.
It's a brick wall.
Okay. And
Yeah, I say it was in circles because I felt we were not going anywhere. It was just like going round and round, but the issue still stands.
okay. Right. All right. Okay. Cool. Yvonne, in one word, one sentence, what would it be?
One sentence. It was fun. At least it's not too dramatic. This is the most peaceful that it as can be.
Okay. How would you handle it in real life? How would you handle somebody who is so on the warpath? Throwing accusation and so on. Do you think you would be able to Tai Chi?
No, in fact, I think if people who are stirring it, it will probably end up usually confusing everyone in the whole negotiation process. So I rather bring them back to the right track and what we have on hand, and rather than we start throwing speculation or it's not moving forward. In fact, it will put us backward by having all this speculation around.
Advisor Tong, in one sentence, how you describe the whole experience?
It was a duel.
Okay, duel. Okay. Do you think Council Amir was serious in his threats, or do you think he was just playing? He was just trying to playing a mental game.
Yeah, I think Council Amir was trying to project and move very aggressively. Okay. Again, Advisor Richard had gave good points. Sometimes you have to follow processes. Things like WhatsApp, SMSs, they can be manipulated. So sometimes I think even the court doesn't really, you can't really bring it up as court. So people can say, oh, I SMS at what time? So then you ask for records, it's not there, So usually I would say, you have to at least follow through with legal documentation. Something physical will help both parties. That's what I think. So there were valid points coming up.
Okay, right. Okay, for me personally, you see, there were three of you, and I'm representing Anne. So usually I would opt for the what we call for the being and I'm the being the nasty guy, the bad cop. So Anne is a good cop, I'm the bad cop. So basically, I know. I mean, some people are very sensitive when it comes to indemnity, right? It was a simple question, but some are very bahari is 10 million. I mean, I can say that. So that's why when we do a estate which is big, we have to charge more. When they ask, say, why more? Because we have to follow. If yours is we're doing 400 million, our insurance must be professional insurance must be 400 million as well. You see, so it must commensurate. So, but I do know that some people are feel insulted with that question. But to me, it's just a mental game. I always go by the belief, if you have nothing to hide lah, just say lah. Because the more I want to hide, the more I want to correct the more I want to dig. I mean, that's the way how I would deal it, right? So, Advisor Richard, sir, how would you bird's eye helicopter view about the whole negotiation process?
Another brick in the wall.
Meaning?
You're just another brick in the wall.
Wow. Well, bro, you sound like another jar of hearts for me. But I'm learning something tonight. So, but in personal life, do you know this my DC siapa nama dia? Allahu Akbar. Simon Tong. Simon Tong. Simon apa? Simon Pong. Right? No.
Simon Pong, yes.
He's like Richard, very cool. So when I asked actually why how come they become very cool? For him, what he taught me is a breathing technique. So when I'm like on my ranting mode, actually I'm breathing, my breath are short and rapid. So Richard, I stand corrected, how he's able to Tai Chi and to this is just another brick to the wall, is because he has this breathing technique. Because I realized during the whole negotiation, his voice is always the same. Kan? Probably I didn't rattle him enough. So just a thought. Richard, what's your comment on that?
Teacher, leave those kids alone.
Okay, we're still waiting for London. And if Miftah Harun cannot come in time, then we'll go to our next guest. And would you like to say something before you take a leave?
It's my first time. Thank you so much for inviting me. Yep.
Nak berlakon lagi ke? Richard ni untuk guru yang bagus. Dia cool dia. Dia tak marah. Okay. Kau dah kena bye-bye, and you know what to do.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sheikh, Assalamualaikum.
Yes.
Would you like to come?
Assalamualaikum and good evening.
Amir, you're on mute.
Svet, we're going on to go on scene 2 about the gentleman's agreement. So I'm going to be
Just a
the
minute.
main lawyer. Sorry?
Yeah, should I introduce myself, say something?
Kejap. So I will go and I will start the chase and you go for the juggler, okay? Boleh?
Okay.
All right. So, okay, Svet, we're starting this act number 2. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience, your name, your organization, and who would you like to help?
Wait, sorry. Yeah, can you speak a bit slightly loud?
Svet, can you hear me?
Yes, much better.
Okay, right. Can you please tell the audience your name, what do you do, and people you wish to help?
Okay. Sorry, I'm on the move. I'm in my car right now, so I think the line is not very stable. Maybe. Um,
Your
okay.
name?
Yes. My name is Svetlana Nordin. So I'm supposedly to be a counsel for N. Yeah.
May I know what do you do, Svet, for life? What do you do?
Oh,
What do you do, and who do you wish to
okay.
help?
Oh, okay. All right. I'm a criminal lawyer. I do criminal cases mainly and some other things, and non-criminal, ranging from general crime, robbery, sexual crime, commercial crime, uh, drug possession, trafficking, MACC, all sort, theft, quite common, cheating. Yeah. So I wish to actually help as many people, especially the unfortunate ones, so that everyone get a fair. Uh, I think it's deserve a. I should say deserve a fair amount of justice.
Okay, okay, right, Svet.
Yeah.
Can we start our second scene?
Okay. Yes,
Okay, right.
I'm just
Okay,
assisting. All right.
okay, yes, yes. The second scene goes something like this. I'm a lawyer, being sent by my client. My client is a politician. He does not wish his name, from which country, or his gender to be identified. So the
All
deal
right.
is okay. So the deal is that they had a handshake deal with Mikhail, the deceased, and
Okay.
he invested about 100 million ringgit RM,
Mhm.
right? But it was done over a gentleman's handshake. There was no document whatsoever.
Okay.
So
All
the
right.
client, our brief is to meet the Anasihin advisor and to squeeze
Mhm.
water from stone.
Okay.
And
To get
apparently the
something.
lead, yes, and apparently the lead advisor for Anasihin like bricks.
Okay.
Okay, so we are to demolish
So
his bricks of walls behind him.
sorry. Sorry. I mean, you mentioned about Nasihin Council. Sorry, you were saying.
Advisor, yeah, the
Okay.
advisor Richard,
Advisor.
Yvonne, and Tong. They are the Anas from Anasihin.
Okay.
We are
Hello,
representing
everyone.
our mysterious politician. So can we start the scene now?
Okay.
Okay, right. Okay. Assalamualaikum, Anasihin advisors. Thank you very much for being able to meet us in a very short time. Thank you. I'm here with my learned counsel, Svetlana Nordin, and today, actually, I'll just go straight to the point. And in one word, our request is, in one word, gentlemen. So you can just brief you a bit about why we're here. During his lifetime, our client has given money for Mikhail to invest, and now it's worth about 100 million ringgit in cryptocurrencies, in Bitcoin. So the money was supposed to be, the investment was supposed to be returned to our client on the 1st of January 2022. However, your client succumbed to, Mikhail succumbed to COVID. So I've been asked by, and being given the mandate by my client to meet the representative of the estate to claim for the assets. So I'm here with my my learned counsel, and I would like to know what's your view on this. I would like to know the view of the Learned Council of Anasihin. So can you please assist our client to claim his 100 million back?
Thank you, Council Amir. It's nice to see you so soon again. But perhaps tonight I'd like to introduce my two colleagues, Yvonne and Tong. Perhaps Tong, you would like to respond to our learned counsel. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Yeah. So, the subject of cryptocurrency is pretty new to many jurisdictions. In fact, many countries don't have a cryptocurrency exchange. It is a gray line whether some of the monetary authorities of many countries, predominantly Asian countries, do recognize the existence of cryptocurrency. Again, to claim a cryptocurrency investment, right, there's always the issue of valuation. And again, I think many tax jurisdictions of the world, they take a different point of view on the tax required for cryptocurrency, simply because it is difficult to find transparency in the amount of profits earned from such an asset. So again, if you are talking about it, whether or not the tax waivers, tax exemptions, if I can use those words, are applicable for estates in view of cryptocurrency, right? There might be a lot of argumentative points going on here. Yeah, that's my point of view of that, Amir.
Okay, right. So my coming from is this. Mikhail is a Muslim. Our client is a Muslim. They have a gentleman's agreement. Now, can you please ask the administrator or administratives of the estate to honor the debt or the investment made? I just want to know that, so that I can collect my fees very fast.
Well,
I'm not here for a lecture. Wait, Advisor Tong, I'm not here for a lecture what's cryptocurrency or not. I just want 100 million. We'll pay all the tax and we'll make sure that everybody is happy. Betul tak, Svet? Svet, do you resonate with me?
Yeah. We are protecting our clients' interests, and a handshake deal, is something worth more than any other agreement, and our client deserve to have the profits or the amount she entitled, or I mean he or she entitled to. His genders are not disclosed, right?
He, she, or it. He, she, or it.
Well,
No,
I
I
do
think
appreciate
as
your
human.
urgency. I do appreciate your urgency on behalf of your client, right? But then again, as you just stated, it is a gentleman's agreement, so we have to still go through due process. The thing about gentleman's agreement, it's that it is. I think in the end, it has to be a matter of what you say and what we say, right? So we still have to go through the due process. I said now we have to study the documentation trail of this gentleman's agreement. Hopefully, if you can provide us any other written intentions, that will help clarify the matter.
Taiko, gentleman
Probably
agreement.
I can assist a bit. I think we both know that the deal was done at my client's office, and the security is very tight. So the presence, it's all properly recorded, so that's not an issue. So I think the deal or the arrangement is something what do you call this, documented.
No, Svet. Actually, there was no document. Sorry, probably Svet look the other.
No, documented in the sense. in the sense of CCTV, the presence, and
Yeah.
then not document in the sense of document paper. You see, anything that is being contained or kept is considered as a document in the form of a bigger interpretation of document, not in paper as in paper.
That what I want to say actually. That one I want to say. So that was the point I'm getting at. Okay, so
I
documented in
see.
other forms, right? But what I was told by the client, all the transaction was made in gold bars,
Oh,
and there
I
was
see.
no unserial number.
I see.
So it
Okay.
was done over a handshake because the sensitivity of the investment.
Yeah, but at least the presence, the purpose. The secretary is aware. I mean, there's some people who are aware of this meeting and purpose.
No, actually, but according to the client, there's only two: Mikhail, the client,
Uh,
and
uh,
and the solicitor who's not present today.
I see. But our client is such VIP. The security is very top.
Yeah, but one thing we can assure you, the money is legit because it came from a trust fund created by the client's family 5 generations ago.
Yeah.
So I can assure you that the
Yes.
money is legit. So may I know, Anasihin, what is your stand on this? We appreciate if you could say something so that we can convey to our client.
I will pass to advisor Yvonne to respond.
We take note of your sharing, Councillor Amir, and this is something new that we just discovered, and we have to go back to our client, Diana, as we see now that you come forward to us without an identity per se. So and there wasn't any documents, so-called the legal document being signed between the late Mikhail and your client. So we only could rely on what you are telling us based on the facts and the numbers, and we have to verify that again internally to see that whether there is any direct link that you have established now to see the facts that and we need to bring it back to Diana and let her know more about this.
May I know what is the timeline like? Because my client needs the money for his political funds in his country.
I
The
can
election
assure
is
you,
around the corner.
Council Amir, that we will do everything within our power, and when the time is right, the right people will get what is due to them. Your client has waited for 5 generations. Time is not of the essence, I fear.
Now, I think, Council Advisor Richard, let's be in a point of alignment. The fund came from a trust fund created 5 generations ago. Number one. Number two, I asked very simple question. I want the time frame, not just niceties and this from all these. I mean, silly, sweet things, but doesn't mean anything. I mean, like, hey, look, she's a criminal lawyer, right? And I'm a gladiator, legal gladiator. So when I ask timeline, I just want days and numbers. I mean, like, you accountant should know better, kan?
Well, actually, I'm not an accountant. I'm really a school teacher. And if you look at my background, I have a red brick wall. And perhaps you can choose and take each of these bricks to be 1 month. And therefore, this is like a calendar of your timeline. And so you can choose any month of any year, and perhaps by then we will be able to respond to you.
I'm sorry, sir. I think Council Svetlana would be in agreement with me. We need to know your commitment on the timeline and time frame because our client needs the money badly. It is due to be returned on the 1st January 2022, and we hope that that can be honored.
And I'm sure if Mikhail was still around, your deal would be honored. Unfortunately, he is no longer around, and therefore, whoever he agreed anything with verbally is merely hearsay. And so we have to come back to what I believe will be justice, which will be served in due course. And
How many days? How many days?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, we are a 50-year-old firm and we are still handling some matters from 1976. So I cannot promise you a certain time frame, but I can assure you that we will do everything within our power and our timeline to help you.
It seems what I'm hearing is you can't promise us time frame, but you can promise us agony. Is that what I'm hearing?
I want to promise you a blissful life, certainly not agony, my dear counsel.
It's not a blissful life. You're promising me blisters. Our client wants the money. Right, Svetlana? Look, Council Advisor Richard, Advisor
The
Tong,
sudden
Advisor
death,
Yvonne.
the-
You know, like I'll be truthful. We get the deal done, we get our money, we get paid. Okay, we don't want to go litigation because that's not the way that we want to anything. I mean, I think by now you have read, you have known what is our game plan. But basically, we hope to settle this nicely over a handshake, just like how it started.
Well, just make sure that none of us dies in the process.
I wish you long life, and I'll drink to that. So, on that note, do you think you'll be able to get your client to come back to us with regard to the position of the handshake deal?
Perhaps Advisor Tong, you can give them some indication.
I do agree with Advisor Richard that due process needs to be done now, especially the fact that it was over a handshake deal. Again, it's a matter of what you say versus what the late Mikhail, who unfortunately is not able to represent himself, said. And again, you are dealing with cryptocurrency. Valuation is always an issue for cryptocurrency. And without legal documentation, we don't really know. And we need time. It's not that we don't really know. Time is needed to ascertain the validity as well as the quantum of the amount. As to the time frame for legality to take action, I would like to defer to Advisor Yvonne on how matters like that are held with in time frame in terms of legality, where there's no legal documentation. I don't know about whether video appearances in a room is actually admissible. So Yvonne, you want to add on to that?
Unfortunately, Amir, I can't really give you an exact number, having in mind that we are still locked down at the moment in an indefinite period that we wouldn't know when we are resuming back in operation. All we can say that we are working our very best to coordinate what we have on hand to verify what you're telling us today, and so that we could prove that what you're telling us is the facts, and we need to establish that connection. And it takes time, as you know, that we can't push this or verify this within in numbers of days, because we wanted to make sure that we get the right things done at the right way. And like I say, due to the lockdown, many of our resources are quite limited at the moment, and I really can't tell you the exact time frame that you want it to be. All we can promise, we can only keep you updated from time to time that where are we heading to, and so that today is our first meeting, and we hope that on a weekly basis you will hear from us that what we need, and we will need more. We may need more documents or information from you for us to organize our facts and to make sure that we are on the same page as well.
Okay, would you agree to be we meet on every Wednesday 3 p.m. London time zone for us to align whatever assistance that we can provide? We just meet for 5 minutes, Zoom call, that's it. And our meeting is only like one question, one word and one sentence. That's all I want to know.
I suggest what you're asking to do could be just done by a WhatsApp group.
No, I don't do WhatsApp. I need to see the facial features because I'm an NLP practitioner. WhatsApp are for cheapos.
I'm very sorry about your face. There's really not much we can do about it.
Huh?
But,
what?
if you insist on Zoom, then so be it. We are here to help. We are not here to obstruct. Please understand. We want to help. If it's yours, it's yours. If it's not yours, it's not. It's quite simple. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Richard. That's very reassuring, right? Svet, do you think we should get back to our clients with what we've discussed? Do you think something which is fair?
Yeah, we will definitely update our client, and we hope to communicate further, and we appreciate the current discussion, so we can probably continue on the next meeting and develop more develop something more solid.
Okay, right? That'll be good. Okay. So, okay, with that, we come to an end. Thank you, everybody. Now, Svet, we will release you and we will add our expert witness, yeah?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I mean, I'm traveling from Malacca just now. So, all right. Good night. And
Drive
Assalamualaikum.
safe, drive safe. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. How are you? Salam, everybody. Good afternoon.
Sheikh Manju. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Alhamdulillah. We're streaming live from London with Sheikh Faisal Manju, who is the director of Minara Academy. Yvonne, so Sheikh Manju, can you introduce yourself, which organization, and who do you wish to help before we start our interview? Over to you, sir.
Okay. My name is Faisal Manju, and by birth, I'm from Mauritius, nearby Malaysia. So we are very close by heart. Now I'm a lecturer in university. I'm lecturing Islamic studies and Islamic finance. I did my PhD in pension law. I'm a qualified lawyer from South Africa, and I sit on various Sharia board, multinationals, and also I'm a director of two companies, Minara Academy and Minara Consulting. That brief about me.
Thank you, sir. So can we dive straight to the subject matter?
Yeah, please.
So Sheikh Manju, just now we had two solicitors from London asking the advisors of Nasihin on the status of cryptocurrency. Now, if we may go straight to the point based on the limited time that we have, which is another 15 minutes, what's cryptocurrency to you in one word?
Financial asset.
Sorry?
Financial asset.
That's two words.
Okay, asset.
It's an asset, all right? Now, what is the position of cryptocurrency in a Muslim estate from your perspective?
Okay, I don't think we can resolve this problem in 15 minutes. There are so many fatwa issued on that. I got personally about 25 fatwas from major scholars. Okay, there are two things here. Do you treat it as a currency or do you treat it as an asset? Right. As far as a currency is concerned, there is a tendency to allow it, right? Because from Islamic point of view, there are two concepts. A currency, if you look at the views of, for example, scholars like Al-Ghazali, Ibn Taymiyyah, etc., currency is based on the concept of urf, that is customs on the market. And that has been in the history of man. There was a time seashells were considered as money. Then it was leather. Then it was rice, etc. So it's based on what people want to use as a yardstick for value to facilitate the transaction. Now, the point here is you've got two levels from a Sharia point of view. One is what's called urf khas and urf am. Urf khas is where a limited amount of people say, okay, we want to accept that, make it our custom. And the urf am is a general acceptability, right? Fiat money is a legal tender, whereas cryptocurrency is not a legal tender, except in El Salvador, which about 2 weeks ago, as you know, endorsed it, right? That also, there are some problems. I don't want to go into details right now. So from a Sharia point of view, it can be a currency. That is the view of majority of scholars. So there are some people who are very reluctant because they are still going on the what they call the bimetallic theory of money, gold and silver. But things have changed. We have fiat currency now, etc. That is the first position. Now, is it an asset in the sense that you got crypto asset? That opens another debate because as you know, we have now tokens. That is, instead of issuing shares, that is, we make an IPO, we do an ICO. Now that changed the whole dynamics in the sense that if we're going to allow it, if we're going to make it a legal tender, that would change the whole dynamics of investment in the next 10 years. I cannot pronounce on it now because many governments are very reluctant on it. But USA and UK have definitely endorsed cryptocurrency as a class of asset, as property, as we call it in law. So that is a position here. From a Sharia point of view, what the ulama are worried as, is it really protecting you? Because I'm sure you have read in South Africa about 1 week ago, somebody stole 2.6 billion worth of crypto asset. 2 days ago in UK, we had 128 million pounds of money laundering via cryptocurrency. I'm sure you have read those news. So there is this element, this aura of uncertainty, illegality. So this is where also we got to advise people.
Okay, thank you, sir. Advisors, do you have any questions to ask our Sheikh?
I believe if you go back to Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper in 2009, that what he set out to achieve was to apply 20th century technology to solve some of mankind's problems. And crypto from cryptology, right? Ciphers and numbers and secrets. Ultimately, it's a question about trust. And after the financial crisis in the United States in 2008, 2009, the issue was who trusts the bank, who trusts government. And Satoshi's solution was, well, why don't we just trust each other with the distributed ledger? So in doing so, Bitcoin has been created, and as Manju has referred, as is it a currency or is it an asset? And it's like depending on how you look at it, and depending on your perspective, and depending what your view is. Certainly in Malaysia, from a Sharia perspective, with central bank and Securities Commission, we are kind of saying, well, this is a bit more like digital gold. So it's more like a digital gold than it is a digital US dollar or digital yen or some type of currency. And therefore, it's a commodity. So just like if you go back to Islamic history and zakat, we tax gold and silver. And so, again, it depends on your perspective. But, these are interesting times. These are interesting opportunities, perhaps to solve some problems in the world that, in the past, the fiat money or governments or banks have not been able to solve. And there are many issues out there that need solutions. And I think the hope is that bright young people, bright intelligent people will innovate and come up with good ideas. And at the same time, they will make things better for the Ummah and for the whole world. And this is the promise of cryptocurrency and the promise of the future.
As you know, there has been a legal battle 2 weeks ago about what you are saying. And who won the case, you know very well. Who is the real person behind it? Itself is enigmatic. Okay? So that is where the level of uncertainty enshrouds the soul. It was 2 weeks ago. There was a legal battle and he won the case. It was not this Japanese who won the case, right? So that is first point I want to raise. The second point here is, I share your view. Islam is a progressive religion. Malaysia, alhamdulillah, is a leading country in the world in Islamic finance, no doubt about it. And if we have managed to produce so many pioneering projects, why not in this one? I will encourage it. Of course, we must go forward. If this is going to resolve a lot of issues with fiat money, we must try to pursue it. But again, we cannot develop it in an ivory tower like El Salvador tried to make it a legal tender. The bank, the World Bank, has already negated its help to it. It is available. The documents are online already. You can check it. So if Malaysia is going to develop that, will it be acceptable worldwide at governmental level so that the assets are protected? Because there are two ways here. One is your currency, which is centralized by the central bank, that is controlled. Each node gets its number, etc., etc. It is centralized. Whereas cryptocurrency, with exception, few exceptions, is not centralized, and that's where the hackers will enjoy life. So that is a type of fear that some ulama are afraid. But I am with you. If we can find solution to safeguard those assets, Fabiha, we go ahead. I can't hear you.
Advisor Tong, do you have any input or any comments on what we're discussing at the moment?
Yeah, I do believe that it's an evolution of value. And interestingly, where my field is concerned, right? So how do I view it? It's very simple. We have money, the dollar, right? So if all of us are locked inside one country with one single currency, you notice the currency, one ringgit now, one US dollar now remains one US dollar, one ringgit in say 10 years time. So from an investor's point of view, because we are always looking for returns, so concepts of assets or shares started coming up, right? Where you pay a fixed amount of money for a certain item and it grows in value. Okay. But you notice that the dollar value still remains dollar value. Okay. Ringgit value still remains ringgit value. So the thing about cryptocurrency is the value changes as well as the amount of cryptocurrency that you have actually changes. Okay. But it being new, okay, currencies, I believe, in many regimes of the world is very tied also to religion aside, is also very tied to economic development. So hence governments impetus to get it regulated. I think the challenge about cryptocurrency that you will hear is in many governments, many economic governments, is where's the regulation? Okay, and so advisor Richard sums it up as trust. Okay, so I guess it is something in the evolution of how we create value and exchange value for products and services. But I think it will take time. There will be a lot of debates about it. Not only from one section. The debates will come from commercial, from religion, even from regulation point of view. If you allow something like a currency that is not controlled by the government, right? For the government, what does it say about macroeconomics? How does it say about the control of the government on how to create economic reforms? Using a currency that they do not understand or they do not have much control with. So I guess the barriers that exists for cryptocurrency today is it comes from many angles. For me, one of the main angles are government regulations, because it is really tied up to economic and how government craft economic programs for its own country. But I like where this conversation is going, because I've never thought about it that way. About whether it is Sharia compliant. That's very interesting, because we do not understand in reality how the value is created. Yeah, so that's my point of view of it. Very interesting times ahead.
Advisor Tong, if you have time this Saturday, 10 a.m. London time zone, Sheikh Manju is my guest in our program called the Epiphany series about cryptocurrency and from how Islamic scholars view cryptocurrency.
Oh, I would like to attend that. Yeah.
Okay, it's via Zoom. Okay, right. And Advisor Yvonne, would you like your input on this?
All right, thank you, Kasa Amir. It is very interesting that how Bitcoin started as a so-called a currency to overcome all the obstacles that the current government or the banks cannot tackle. And now people see the value in it, and it has transformed to some sort of asset that people feel that they should hold it, And I'm just out of curiosity. So if one person, I mean, any Muslim friends that I have who has owned certain numbers of Bitcoin or anything, what will happen if they pass away? They should sell off the Bitcoin to transfer it into cash so that they can distribute, or they still can, pass it on to their next of kin. How does it work?
The question is addressed to me?
Yes, Sheikh Manju. The floor is yours.
That is a very difficult question because, first of all, it is, number one, it is decentralized. In other words, it's not country to country. You cannot say, for example, you're in Malaysia, you apply the Malaysian law. When a person dies, there are a lot of literatures on that, which in England, the lawyers have written on that. Okay. Under English law, in 2018, the MRC has already said that it's going to be an inherited asset. First thing, okay? That is under English law. If you go on the website of the Bank of England, it's already a crypto asset under English law. That's first thing. I'm talking from English point of view. I don't know Malaysian law. That's number one. Now, when are you going to have a person who buys a crypto asset and he did not make the necessary estate planning, he loses everything because the private key, he only got that. Or there is a sudden death, or there is a mental incapability, and he hasn't given power of attorney. This money is gone. Therefore, first thing to do is we made a caveat there. Suppose we accept it to be an inheritable asset from a Sharia point of view. Suppose, right? Number one, you got to make an inventory of it. Make sure your key is okay, etc., etc. Number two, you need to make sure that you are securing it via lawyer. Now, there are two ways on that. One is what you call the hot storage. The other one is what you call the cold wallet. The whole hot storage is online, and that is okay. You can have a crypto exchange for that, no problem, like Binance, but the hacking risk is there. The cold one is not online. You can have it on your USB, etc., etc. These precautions need to be done. Number three, you do not put it on a will. You give it on a letter of wishes, because the moment you put a will, that will becomes a public document. Everybody can access that in UK, right? The number is there, the key. So you got to be careful with that, right? So these are the precautions you have to do. Number four, very important. We mentioned earlier on about the volatility of the price. In England, if you have above £325,000, the inheritance tax will kick in, and that will be taxable, number one. And number two, if it's being sold, there will be the CGT, capital gains tax. That is another thing you have to capture for. So it's not that easy. We say, okay, it is, you inherit it. There's a lot of precautions to be taken, a lot of layers of precautions to be taken. Now, regarding the convertibility, you cannot convert it into cash because it is in the blockchain, it is in your ledger. So once you transfer it, suppose everything is okay, you transfer it to the heirs via the executor or the solicitor with the right power of attorney, etc., then only you're in a position to convert that into cash, liquidity. But if the heirs do not want it like this, they want the unit of it, then the executor will have to sort it out with them. Maybe one heir will have to buy it from the other one who will keep the cryptocurrency on his name or something like this. So what you call ta'adiyat in Islamic fiqh, that is, you count it, right? You can transfer it in liquid, but if somebody doesn't want, then what do? You got to find a solution so that the executor will have to sort out this problem. But it is possible to do it.
Thank you, Sheikh. Thank you. Very interesting. Right.
Thank you very much, Sheikh Manju. I think we are coming to the end of our program very shortly. Now, let me ask one round. would you put your assets into cryptocurrency? Now, let me start with Tong. Tong,
For
you're
now,
listening.
for now, maybe not. Because of the uncertainty. Again, the security that makes cryptocurrency secured are the ones that make it challenging to transfer.
Okay, understood.
So my advice is liquidate everything. But again, like what Shaikh said, we don't know when we get called.
Right.
We get called up. so that's going to be a reality challenge. As an advisor, we just say we can't live forever. So
Yvonne?
Some countries has made it illegal a crime now to, I mean, if you look at the regulation from Bank of China, for example, it's becoming a crime, more and more crime. I think South Korea also is becoming in those line. So you're right, you got to see which jurisdiction you are as well. If not, it can fall under money laundering. So we got to be careful with that.
Yvonne, would you keep your assets, would you keep cryptocurrency as part of your list of assets?
I have the same way as Tong. I have not gone in and put my asset into crypto because of the liquidity issue, and it's not as flexible as what we have like in cash or any other form of investment. So that has stopped me from not trying it out at the moment.
Thank you, Advisor Richard.
Bitcoin is one of the most liquid assets in the world. You can trade 24/7. There are multiple rails, there are multiple off-ramps, on-ramps. What you have is a lack of knowledge and a lack of information. And this is one of the problems about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. A lot of people, because it's new, it's not something that's been there for 1,000 years or 50 years like gold. People understand intrinsically gold and the value it's represented for 1,000 years.
Right.
Gold existed in the Prophet's time. The US dollar is only, not even 150 years old. And the US dollar is only strong because she represents the strongest economy. As once upon a time was the British pound, and once upon a time was Netherlands, or Greece, or Rome, or Venice. So you have to look back, 1,500 years of the history of money to appreciate cryptocurrency today. And in those days they didn't have the internet, they didn't even have electricity. But if you look into the teachings of the Quran and the Prophet, we adapt. And at the end of the day, if we can make good things with good intentions, with good people, and achieve good outcomes, then surely that is something very good. I fear that when you talk too much about governments and fiat, this is just power. Governments are about power. Bitcoin and what Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper was to take power away from people who are abusing it, and really giving power back to the people. And so I think with enough information and clarity, these are very early days of the distributed ledger technology. I think it's got a lot of hope, a lot of opportunity. To answer your question, I keep crypto in my asset mix, but like any other asset mix, you need to diversify your assets, whether geographically, industrial-wise, liquid-wise, to suit your needs for your lifetime, and also, for your future heirs, in terms of how you manage your affairs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Advisor Richard. For me, nahi. No, I don't keep cryptocurrency. Sheikh Manju, do you have cryptocurrency under your list of assets?
At this moment, no. At this moment, no. Like Richard is saying, it's an evolutionary concept. You got to understand it properly. And what I discussed with the many scholars, one of the things which keeps me away at this moment is the security of it. Yeah? Because we have seen, I follow that very, very often. I got about more than 700-800 documents on that. What's happening in the world? People try to steal it very, very quickly, right? Hacking. And the biggest one was in South Africa about 2-3 weeks ago. I'm sure you have read about it, how those two South African has 2.5 billion just take like this. So as long as government doesn't come and protect that as a legal tender, I am a bit skeptical. And I follow the view of Richard, definitely. From a Sharia point of view, you must go with it. Actually, money got nothing to do with government. As you know, Richard, the Arabs, the dinar and the dirham was not an Arab thing. They got it from the Byzantium Empire and the Roman Empire. I'm sure you know about it, yeah? So I've studied, there's a whole book by Professor Meaning of Money by Charles Proctor, by Professor Charles Proctor from Birmingham University, where this cryptocurrency that we are talking now, that was debated in 1985 already in the US, 1985. I'm giving you the reference, you can go read the book. So I've gone through the book as a lawyer, as an economist, I've gone through all the things. And you got to let it evolve. Yeah, and we don't stifle the market, let the market evolve.
Thank you very much, sir. And with that, we conclude our program tonight. Thank you so much, all the advisors of Nasihin, Sheikh Manju. I'll see you this Saturday.
Inshallah.
And with that, inshallah, goodbye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.